How's it going, boys? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome back to yet another video.
I hope you're having a fantastic day. This is like a bit of a strange video because I've had quite a few messages and a couple of people saying to me, Ross, Pantheon got buffed. What are your thoughts on him? Pantheon has like jumped up in win rate, but for the life of me, like I'm kind of like struggling to figure out exactly how. He got some extra damage on his W. His slow was removed on his Q, his Empower Q. Oh, you got me, bro. I'm torn, dude. Cause like I just feel like it feels like a little bit worse for me playing, but I can kind of understand like where the logic resides. It's like I'm feeling like with the slow being like removed on Empower Q, I'm struggling to find a scenario wherein like sticking to people is like very easy. So they added like a little boost of like speed to your E. If you use your E and then like use it again, it gives you a little bit of like a burst of speed. But I'm like struggling to figure out a scenario wherein you'd realistically like want to use your E as a method of like sticking to somebody and catching up. Like that to me is like absolute nonsense, dude. And I kind of can't really understand it all that much. Like my thought process in like discussing this is gonna be like a little bit like all over the place. Like I need to understand that like these thoughts are coming out thick and fast after the last game. I had a really rough game last game. That being said, I was playing into like Malphite, who I just want to say like has absolutely no right. I think he was level like 7 and I was level 6, or he was level 8 and I was level 7. And literally like, oh, hold on a minute. But like literally his Q was doing like 200 damage to me, and I had 1000 HP with Comet. And I'm like, there is no universe in which I'm like a fighter, somebody who's supposed to be doing damage early game before like you even have a bunch of items on the board, should be doing like this little damage and should be taking this much damage from a man who presses one button. Hold on. Okay. Well, we got away with that one. Managing to get the E off just as he dropped the Q on me. Ghostblade is still an option. However, I feel like he's kind of changed from this like doing a bunch of damage guy into like kind of like a drain tank in a way. Like items that are recommended for him now and that people like have been finding success in are like Sterix Gauge and Death Dance. Like, don't get me wrong, see when I got a chance to do damage, I was like doing a decent amount of damage to squishies. I was doing a lot of damage to squishies and stuff like that. But it was just like some of the changes, like with his E, I think you can't block terror shots anymore with the E, where just a little bit confusing to me, because I guess the assumption is you're using it to run away. I don't know like how much that really makes sense for the guy whose like whole aesthetic is that he's like a Spartan warrior who is like meant to fight and smack people around the ball, right? Okay. That was like the most telegraphed flash. Even I saw that. Even I saw that coming from a mile away. That was the most telegraphed flash ever. Listen, I'll tell you one thing that I really like about it. So when you back, now you get full Mortal Will stacks, which I'm very much a fan of. They increased, I think, some of the damage ratios on his Q and his W, which I am happy with. Not that like the W damage really makes all that much of a difference, because let's be honest, you max it last, and like who gives much of a rat's bottom about the extra, you know, freaking 70 damage that you'll be doing over the course of like, you know, the long game or what have you. The one thing, you know what, one thing I don't even believe it took this long to add, I cannot believe it's taken this long. It's been like over a year since Pantheon got reworked, I'm pretty sure, or maybe I'm wrong. I think it's been about a year. It shows your team where you're ulting now. Like, as soon as you press R, your team are told, hey, he's ulting here, and this is where he's coming in from. I'm like actually bewildered that it's taken all over a year for this like really obvious thing to be added into the game. that like to me is like day one implementation, right? It's like the first thing you add is like this particular mechanic. It boggles the brain. It boggles the brain, dude. I don't get it. This game, I am going into this with like I am gonna try hard because I want an enjoyable game on Pantheon. I want to do well. I want to do like as good as I can do, because like the last time I played Pantheon was like just after Filter Diamond, and I, to be honest, I was a little bit disappointed with him. Purely based on the fact that, like, it's like a double-edged sword, right? Because, like, I made jokes about how Pantheon was, like, more of a support when he got reworked. Like, I made, like, jokes about how he actually works very well as a support. I made jokes about it back in, like, Season 9. I got Platinum in Season 9 by doing Pantheon support with a Draven ADC. And we just ran a kill lane, and, like, it was, like legitimately, like, it took us, like, 2 days. If even that. Maybe, like, a night or two to get Platinum from, like, high silver or gold, because it was just like stomp. It was very, very easy. Just get like playing with a Draven main and Draven main Pantheon main. It was just free low, baby. That ended up coming back to like bite me ever so slightly, because then Pantheon got played at Worlds. Pantheon ended up actually unironically just becoming like a support, and I'm like, oh dear, what have I done? I managed to trade that. I won't let it be in vain, brother. I don't know if that was like a worthwhile trade. I was super duper late on the ulti there, to be fair. Like, that was like mega late for me. I'm 4-0, but like I'm not happy about it. Like, I know that I could be doing better. You've almost got Eclipse though. That being said, I don't know like what's going on with like Garen. I don't think he's like... This is a normal game. I don't think he's like playing the game. Like, he's just chilling. He's just playing the game. That being said, we're playing different games right now. I'm playing like Turbo Smurf mode. I'm gonna freaking bean you. I'm gonna blue screen you with my damage, and he's playing like I'm playing League of Legends. I'm playing a fun game here. This is not usually the case. Usually it is literally the other way around. I'm not used to this. So you can see like I actually cannot block tower shots anymore. How sad is that? I missed him! Are you kidding me? What are you gonna do, brother? I can't believe I'm actually freezing lane. Hold on. I think we can kill here. You still got the damage, dude. I don't think I'll ever not miss, like, old Pantheon. I think it's just not something that, like, I'm equipped to deal with. Like, I remember, like, he's very much turned into, like, a... It's bizarre, because, like, his early game is, like... Ironically, I feel like it's sometimes like a bit weaker than like his like mid game. Like in the when I used to play Pantheon, it was like level 3. There's you either int it or they int it, and then you either win the lane hard or you lose the lane hard. Right? That was it. That was how it worked. That was the rule. That was the law. But now it's like you wait till you get Eclipse. Maybe you do well. Depends on the matchup. Tanks are like kind of running the game right now. You get Eclipse, then you rush your Black Cleaver, and you hope that, like, you know, you get a crumb of CS throughout the lane. What's up, brother? Kinda want to get a pick on to Graves, dude. He annoyed me very hard early game. With his ganks. With his doing what junglers do in video games. The tryhard. I mean, he's not wrong, but, like, it's like definite limit testing, though, for me. I can't believe I missed that Q. I'm actually tilted. I'm actually, like, gigantically tilted there, dude. That was a rough one, for sure. Yahoo! Waha! Hey, Graves, what's up? We have a bone. I have a bone to pick with you, I'm afraid. Big bone. What's up? Actually, I've changed my mind. You know what? No, I've changed my mind again for a 3rd time. You know what? I've actually changed my mind again. Have I changed it? I don't know. No, she's dead. Never mind. Is she dead though? Oh wait, hold on. No, never mind. I take it back. Again. Okay. I was like, she's on like 5 HP. There's no way she survives this. And then she did. And then she like killed. And then yeah. I think one thing I will miss about new Pantheon compared to like old Pantheon is like the lack of being able to terror dive as much. That was like such an enjoyable like thing But I understand. It just feels like support Pantheon has just ruined like it for everybody else, though, I have to say. Like, I'm straight up like, if support Pantheon wasn't able to like dive bot lane, ulti bot lane, dive bot lane, or roam and do all this stuff, this would never ever happen, right? This wouldn't be the case. Big fan of movement, by the way. I understand. I got nothing to say, dude. I just walked into it, dude. I straight up walked into that. Like, it was totally deserved. Like, what just happened to me was like 100% deserved. You don't just W into a freaking Ash Arrow and then expect to like come out of that living. I did live somehow. I don't know how. But yeah, I shouldn't have. There we go. I should not have lived that for sure. I think Garen's given up, although he did manage to get the Ivern again. Still, can we see 10-0 Poggies? The consuming mortal will charges for Pantheon's E and reducing the duration on it is like, I think it's an okay trade, although it's like a bit confusing for me. Apart from just like running away, I'm just not like entirely sure that it fits like the thematic of Pantheon. Like, it sucks for, I think it sucks to chase people down, right? Like, I mean, 60% movement speed, but like at the same time, you're using a big ability to chase people down. An ability that should not be used to chase somebody down is being used to chase them down, right? And it only gives you the movement speed after you've cast it, like after you've gotten rid of it. I deserved that for sure. Let's see. Let's have a look. See. I swear to God, dude. I might have actually gone out of that if I just wasn't freaking smoke screen. I'm just standing in the middle of it. Getting the 5 mortal will stacks on back though is good. I like that. It makes a lot of sense, and I don't really see, because people would just like sit in base and just stack it because your Q is like, you know, not a long cooldown anyway. So while you're like healing, you just spam Q while you're buying items and stuff like that. The extra damage and then the bug fixes on his W, that's absolutely fine by me. It is what it is. I don't think, I mean, maybe AP Pantheon. Because like his W now actually does like up to 220 damage, base damage, which is like 80 more than it was doing. Which is certainly something early game. Like, it's definitely like level 9, an extra 80 damage is nothing too shabby. E having like the tower shots taken off, it kind of blows, but it is what it is. And then ulti. Getting armor penetration on ulti means, like, it actually makes it worthwhile to ulti now in fights. Like, it actually makes me, like, wanna use my ulti to get, like, involved in a fight in some fashion now. Which is not necessarily the case. I just ultied for ulti, why did I do that? Let me read the patch notes, continuing. Dude, the freaking, your team seeing it when you drop it is the biggest brain thing that they never thought of for this long. I don't understand how they couldn't think of it for this long. It is like the most obvious thing of all time. And it confuses me that there's an entire team of people that didn't put it in for like a year. There's also like, you get like, you throw a spear when you use your Grand Starfall. Like, you probably know that, but like, it will now slow for like 50% when it like the spear lands, which is kind of like fine, but also it does a spear's worth of damage unempowered in a small area around it. That, like, it's like, how much damage does an unempowered spear do? It's like 300 damage. It's not too bad. I don't think that like you should really necessarily be aiming your ulti in a bid to hit somebody with the spear. Does that make sense? Like, it doesn't really, like, you're not throwing, you want to like sweep through, I imagine. You don't want to just like Ooh. I couldn't click on like Garen there for some reason. That was weird. Bye bye. I think that's game probably, right? I've got flash up. We can easily just kill the. We could easily just kill the Graves if he comes near. I'll go for the four tick. Hold on, 3, 2, 1. Actually, I definitely can't. If he's just gonna stay in base, then that's not gonna happen, I'm afraid. If my man is literally just gonna sit in base, then it is what it is, right? Maybe one day. Maybe Pantheon is back to greatness, dude. I actually did a bunch of damage to her there. That was, what's her score? 513. Was that me from last game? Jeez. That was like a small tick from Ignite and then the Q. I did not think that was actually gonna pull that. Whoa. Right, end the game. Cool. I'm conflicted. I'm very conflicted. I mean, Pantheon's always sucked against like tanks. But like tanks are like super freaking strong, dude. Like they are kind of running amok right now. I'm really hoping that the balance team pulls out. Top damage in the team. That's pretty cool. I'm really hoping that the balance team pulls out. Maybe like tweaks tanks a little bit. I don't want Pantheon to be like I am going to kill everybody. I'm going to win every game. I must have him. He's at 52%-ish win rate, like roughly. Kind of fluctuating up and down right now. I don't want him to be just like pick and win. You know what I mean? But like I'd like him to stand a chance, which he hasn't top laned for a while. So I like these changes are like decent. Like, but like, don't freaking go overboard and make him too overpowered, because then he's just gonna get nerfed again and forgotten about. And I can't be bothered. Like, I don't want another situation where like if you pick Pantheon top, like the Spartan warrior who wants to fight 1v1 and fight to the death is literally freaking inting it if you pick him top. It makes no sense. But yeah. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please consider subscribing, and also subscribe to the Wild Rift channel if you want to keep up to date with that and watch some Wild Rift videos. Pantheon isn't out in Wild Rift, but if he does come out in Wild Rift, you'll know who to go to. Have a fantastic day. See y'all later.